So now the next numerical, you can see that charges of plus 5 microcoulomb, plus 10 microcoulomb, minus 10 microcoulomb are placed in air at the corners A, B and C of an equilateral triangle ABC having each side equal to plus that is 5 centimeter. Determine the resultant force on the charge A. Okay, suppose 3 charges placed over here. Suppose one is A, another is B and another is C, and this is an equilateral triangle. Okay, at point A the charge is, suppose that is 5 plus 5 microcoulomb, plus 5 microcoulomb, plus 5 microcoulomb, that is mu C. At point B that is plus 10 mu C. At C that is minus 10 microcoulomb mu C. And each side is how much? That is 5 centimeter. This side is 5 centimeter. This side is 5 centimeter. This side is 5 centimeter. So we have to find out the what? Resultant force. Resultant force where? At point A. So in this question, the resultant field we have to find out A. But we can find out at point B, at C. In questions, in your questions it may become that at point B you have to find at point C or at the midpoint, anywhere we can find out. By which formula? That you know the force formula is what? According to Coulomb's law, what? K Q1 Q2 upon R square, or we can say 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. And where we want to find out the resultant field? At point where? At point A. Okay, at point A. So for this plus 10 coulomb charge, we have to find out where? At 5 microcoulomb. So this plus charge repel this charge in which direction? This direction. So this will be, suppose, force F1. And this is minus charge and this is here plus charge. So the minus charge will act force in which direction? This direction. This will be how much? F2. Now the resultant will be what? Resultant will be what? The resultant will be such way. The resultant will be what? This will be the resultant. Okay, this will be the resultant field here. So resultant force will be in which direction? This will be the resultant. So F1 will act this direction. Why? This plus repel this plus charge in this direction, that is force F1. This negative charge will act force on A point towards this directions, and this is the resultant force here by making one parallelogram between two forces. As you read in resultant vector, that particular topic, we know that how the resultant force we can find over there. You know that F1 equals to what? F1 equals to what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the value of these two charges? One is 10 microcoulomb, that is 10 to the power minus 6. Another is 5 microcoulomb, 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. And what is the distance of separation? 5 centimeter between two charges. That means what? 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 whole square. That is K Q1 Q2 upon R square or X square. Now what is the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught? 9 into 10 to the power 9. Then this is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6. Then this is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. And the value is what? 25 into 10 to the power minus 4. So from this we can calculate what? The value of F1. And you can see that the value of F2 also be same. Why? Because here the charge amount is same. The amount of charge is same here. One is minus 10 microcoulomb and another is 5 microcoulomb charge. So same way. So F1 equals to the value of F1 will be how much? 5 5s are 25. 5 2s are 10. Then 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power minus 4. That becomes 10 to the power minus 2. So from here 9 2s are 18 into 10 to the power 9 minus 6 minus 2 gives you what? 8 into 10 to the power 1. That equals to 180 Newton. Okay. So the value of F1 is how much? F1 equals to 180 Newton. In the same way, you can see that when we are doing the force F2 that act between the charge minus 10 microcoulomb and another is 5 microcoulomb charge, that also be the same. Okay. But the direction will be in these directions. So one will be F1, another is F2, and the resultant according to the parallelogram law, that will be the directions of resultant. So what will be the value of F2? F2 also becomes what? 180 Newton. Okay. Now we can find out the resultant force at A. Resultant force at A. What is the resultant force? F equals to what? Root over of F1 square, F2 square. What is the formula? 2F1, F2 cos of angle between F1 and F2. So what is the angle between F1 and F2? This is the angle. As you can see that this triangle is an equilateral triangle. So each side is how much? Each vertex makes their angle 60 degree over there. So as this is 60 degree, so that angle will be how much? 120 degree. So we can put the value of theta, that is the angle that made between F1 and F2, that is 120 degree over there. Cos 120 degree gives you what? Minus half. Root over of F1 square plus F1 square, and this will be what? Plus 2 F1 F2 cos 120 degree equals to what? In your trigonometry you know that cos 120 degree can be written as cos 90 into 1 plus 30 degree. That gives you what? Sin minus sin 30 degree. That equals to what? Minus half. So from your trigonometry, from your mathematics, you can see clearly this. So the value of cos 120 degree equals to minus half. And another thing, you can see that F1 equals to what? F2. So in place of F2 we can put what? In place of F2 we can put F1. So what will be the value of resultant force? That is root of F1 square plus F1 square, and it will be what? Minus F1 into F1. That equals to what? Root over of F1 square plus F1 square minus F1 square. Cancel each other. Then you got what? Only F1. So what is the resultant force? What is the resultant force at position A? That is 180 Newton. What will be the direction? The direction will be, suppose this is point T here. So AT will be the direction of the resultant force. And you can also calculate this resultant force by making some angle with any one vector, suppose alpha, beta or something. And if we take tan alpha or tan beta, then you can actually get the directions of the resultant force over there. Now in Bengali, কি দেওয়া রয়েছে সবাই দেখবো না? একটা ট্রায়াঙ্গেল যেটা রয়েছে একটা ইকুইল্যাটারাল ট্রায়াঙ্গেল, যেটাকে আমাদের বেঙ্গলিতে বলে সমবাহু ত্রিভুজ। তিনটে সাইড ইকুয়াল রয়েছে। তাহলে তিনটে সাইড ইকুয়াল থাকলে প্রত্যেকটা কোণ কত করে রয়েছে? 60 ডিগ্রি, তাই তো? প্রত্যেকটা সাইড কত রয়েছে? 5 সেন্টিমিটার করে দেওয়া রয়েছে। আমাকে বের করতে বলেছে এ পয়েন্টে যে চার্জটা রয়েছে তার উপরে রেজাল্টেন্ট ফোর্স কত। তাহলে এ পয়েন্টে রেজাল্টেন্ট ফোর্স কে কে দিচ্ছে? এই 10 মাইক্রোকুলম চার্জ দিচ্ছে। কোন দিকে? দূরের দিকে দিচ্ছে F1। আর একটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ এখানে -10 মাইক্রোকুলম দিচ্ছে তার দিকে, ঠিক আছে, F2। আমরা F1 F2 দুটোর ভ্যালু কি পাচ্ছি? সেম পাচ্ছি, কারণ দুটোতে চার্জের ভ্যালু সেম রয়েছে আর ডিসটেন্সটাও স্যার দুটো চার্জের মধ্যে সেম রয়েছে। তাই দুটো থেকে কত পেলাম? 180 নিউটন করে আমরা পেয়েছি। কিভাবে? 1/4πε0 দুটো চার্জের প্রোডাক্ট বাই তাদের মধ্যে ডিসটেন্সের স্কয়ার। জাস্ট একটা সিম্পল ক্যালকুলেশন। পাওয়ার গুলোকে সবাই আলাদা করে করো, সংখ্যাগুলোকে আলাদা করে করো, লাস্টে পেলাম কত? 180। এবার দেখতে হবে যে দুটো ফোর্সের মধ্যে অ্যাঙ্গেল কত? 120 ডিগ্রি। কি করে পেলাম? না প্রত্যেকটা 60 করে হলে বাকিটা হবে, দেখো এটা তো স্ট্রেট অ্যাঙ্গেল হতো 180 হতো, 60 চলে গেলে বাকিটা কত? 120 ডিগ্রি রয়েছে, তাই না? তাহলে আমাদের এখানে রেজাল্টেন্ট ফোর্সের ফর্মুলা কি? রুট ওভার অফ F1 স্কয়ার প্লাস F2 স্কয়ার প্লাস টুয়াইস F1 F2 cos 120 ডিগ্রি। জাস্ট ক্যালকুলেশন, cos 120 এর ভ্যালু মাইনাস হাফ আর F1 ইকুয়ালস টু F2 রয়েছে। তাহলে F1 এর জায়গায় F2 বসাতে পারি, F2 এর জায়গায় F1 বসাতে পারি। দিয়ে আমরা করে দেখলাম কি না, এখানে আমরা cos 120 এর ভ্যালু মাইনাস হাফ পাওয়ার ফলে একটা F1 স্কয়ার কেটে গেল, শুধু F1 পড়ে থাকলো। আমাদের রেজাল্টেন্ট ফোর্স কত পেলাম? 180 নিউটন। ডাইরেকশন কোন দিকে রয়েছে? A to T অর সামথিং। ওকে, আশা করি সবাই বুঝতে পেরেছো। কোনো ডাউট থাকলে প্লিজ সবাই ভিডিওটাতে দেখো ভালো করে। অসুবিধা থাকলে নিশ্চয়ই কমেন্টে জানাও। আমরা পরের নিউমেরিক্যালে চলে যাব। So now you can see that the next question, and that is very important. As you can see that this year such type of questions coming in your board examinations. Okay. So the question is what? A hollow cylinder, and you can see that this is a three-dimensional figure over there. That is X, that is Y, and that is Z. And this cylinder, how much length is 1 meter? Area of cross section is how much? 25 centimeter square. The area is how much? 25 centimeter square. Is placed in a three-dimensional coordinate system, and as you will see in the figure, the electric field in the region is given by what? The electric field is given by 50x I cap. That indicates what? The electric field will be in which direction? Along x direction. Okay. And what is the value? That is 50x. Why this x is given here? As you can see that from the coordinate, from the center, as the distance is increasing here, so the electric field is multiplied with 50. Okay. Suppose at this surface, you can see that this surface is how much distance? 1 meter. So in place of x, we'll write there 1 meter. 1. And in the right side face, you can see that this is left side face, and suppose this is right side face, or 1 or 2, anything. So on the right side face, when we are finding the flux, then you know that the formula is what? Flux equals to actually what? E dot ds, basically. Area vector multiplied with what? Electric field vector. So if we want to find out the electric flux at the right side, then what we'll do? Then suppose you write there ER for the right side's electric field here, ER, and the area vector you can write here what? Area vector will be what? Suppose AR. Okay. So what is the value of ER here? That is 50. And what is the value of X? This is 1 meter. This is 1 meter. So the distance will be how much? 50 into 2. Okay. 50 into 2 into I cap multiplied with the area. What is the area? What is the area of cross section? That is 25 centimeter square. So we can write here 25 into 10 to the power minus 4 into I cap. Okay. That is the area vector of this side. And what is the area vector here? 25 into 10 to the power minus 4 I cap. And this side it will be how much? This side area towards the left side, that will be 25 into 10 to the power minus 4, and that will be minus I cap. What? The direction of area vector on the left side. Because we know that normal to any plane, that gives the direction of the area vector. When you want to find out the flux to the right side, then you can see that electric field and area vector both will acting in the same direction. Then the theta is how much? 0 degree over there. But when you find out the electric flux to the left side, you can see that the electric field is acting this direction and the area vector is this direction. Then the angle for the left side, that will be 180 degree. But for the cases of the right side, theta will be how much? 0 degree. Why? Because the direction of the electric field and the direction of the area vector both are in the same direction. But in case of left side, area vector this direction, but electric field vector this direction, so the angle is 180 degree. So when the angle is 180 degree, you know that the flux becomes negative over there. And when the theta is 0 degree, you got the maximum flux through that surface. So what will be the value of ER here? So that will be 50 into 2, that is 100, that is 10 to the power 2 I dot I. You know that I dot I equals to what? 1. In vector chapter you already read. So 10 to the power 2 into 25 into what? 10 to the power minus 4. And what is the unit of the flux? You know that flux equals to E dot ds, that is Newton Newton meter square coulomb inverse. Okay. So that is what? 25 into 10 to the power minus 2 Newton meter square coulomb inverse. In such a way, in the left side, if we want to find in the flux in the left side, what is the value of? Then that will be electric field along this direction x along with area vector towards the left side. Okay. And you know the value of electric field at the left surface will be how much? that will be 50x. What is the value of x there? The x will be how much? X will be how much? 1 meter over there. So in place of x we will put what? 1. Okay, 50 into 1, then I cap, that represents what? The electric field acting in positive x direction, and the value of area vector will be how much? That is 25 into 10 to the power minus 4, because both the cross sectional area is 25 centimeter square given, and you know that centimeter to converting into a meter we have to divide it by 10 to the power 2, and as it is centimeter square, so that is 10 to the power minus 4. And what will be the direction here? That will be minus I cap. Minus I cap represents what? The area vector of the left side. Okay, area vector of the left side is along the which direction? Along negative x axis direction. So this case you can see that the theta makes what? 180 degree, and this gives you negative flux. That is how much? 50 into 25 into what? 10 to the power, that is negative here, 25 into 5, that is 125 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus 1, that is minus 125, 10 to the power what? Minus 3. Okay, so if I divide here 10, then 10 will be multiplied, because in the same manner he wants to write, then it will be Newton meter square coulomb to the power minus 1. How much? Minus 12.5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Okay, you can see that 25 into 50, that gives you what? 125, and here 110, and here 10 to the power minus 4 gives you what? 10 to the power minus 3. If I divide here 10, then we have to multiply 10, then 12.5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Now the resultant flux will be how much? Resultant flux will be how much? Phi resultant will be phi r plus phi l, that is 25 into 10 to the power minus 2 minus 12.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 here. So from this we can write 25 minus 12.5 into how much? 10 to the power minus 2 Newton meter square coulomb inverse. From this what we can write? 12.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 Newton meter square coulomb to the power minus 1. I think this is the resultant flux. How much? 12.5. Okay. Now charges enclosed by the cylinder. You know the Gauss theorem, what? Total flux equals to what? Whatever be the charge that's enclosed by the surface by epsilon naught, the permittivity in free space. So from this Q equals to what? Epsilon naught into Q. What is the value of epsilon naught? 8.854 10 to the power minus 12. What is the value of Q? That is epsilon naught into flux. What is the amount of flux? That is 12.5 into 10 to the power minus 2. So if you multiply, you will got the amount of charge over there. Okay. Now in Bengali, দেখতে পাচ্ছ একটা সিলিন্ডার রয়েছে যার লেন্থ কত? 1 মিটার, এরিয়া অফ ক্রস সেকশন কত? 25 সেন্টিমিটার স্কয়ার। বলেছে ইলেকট্রিক ফিল্ড যাচ্ছে এক্স এর দিকে, ভ্যালু বলে দেওয়া আছে 50x, কিন্তু এক্সটার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে কিন্তু ইলেকট্রিক ফিল্ডটা চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে। যেমন লেফট সাইডটা যখন করছি তখন সেটা কোঅর্ডিনেট থেকে 1 মিটার দূরে, আর যখন রাইট সাইডের আমরা ফেসটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি না, অ্যাকচুয়ালি এরকম কেসটা আমরা কোথায় পড়েছি না, যখন আমরা সেই থিন প্লেন সিটের জন্য বের করেছিলাম, দেখেছিলে না এরকম টাইপের সেই সিলিন্ডার থাকতো, দুদিকে দুটো পড়িয়েছিলাম, আর সেই ফ্ল্যাট সারফেস গুলো দিয়ে সব ফ্লাক্স গুলো ইমার্জ হতো। এখানেও দেখতে পাচ্ছ তোমরা যে এখানে কিন্তু কার্ভ সারফেস দিয়ে কিন্তু কোনো ফ্লাক্স ইমার্জ হবে না, কারণ কার্ভ সারফেসের ক্ষেত্রে কি হচ্ছে, কার্ভ সারফেসের এরিয়া ভেক্টর এদিকে রয়েছে আর ইলেকট্রিক ফিল্ড গুলো সব এদিকে রয়েছে, তাদের মধ্যে অ্যাঙ্গেল কত? 90 ডিগ্রি হচ্ছে, তাই না? তাই জন্য আমরা শুধুমাত্র ফ্ল্যাট সারফেস দিয়েই ক্যালকুলেট করব। রাইট সাইডের ক্ষেত্রে হচ্ছে যেটা, সেটা কত? আমার ইলেকট্রিক ফিল্ড রয়েছে যেটা, তার ভ্যালু দেখতে পাচ্ছ 50x হলেও এক্সটা কত? 1। সো যেটা দেখতে পেলে কি বললাম যে আমার ইলেকট্রিক ফিল্ড কিন্তু রাইট সাইডের ক্ষেত্রে কত রয়েছে? 50x আই ক্যাপ, তাই না? তাহলে আমার 50 এক্স এর জায়গায় কত 1 + 1 মিলে 2 হয়েছে 100, আর আমার কি রয়েছে এরিয়াটা কত রয়েছে 25 সেন্টিমিটার স্কয়ার, মিটারে করলে মিটার স্কয়ারে 25 × 10⁻⁴, এবং এটা কিন্তু দেখতে পাচ্ছ এরিয়া ভেক্টর কি হবে এর সঙ্গে 90 ডিগ্রি প্লেন, তাই না? তাহলে এক্স এর দিকে রয়েছে, পজিটিভ এক্স এর দিকে, i ক্যাপ ডট i ক্যাপ হলে 1, এবার শুধু সংখ্যাগুলো মাল্টিপ্লাই করলে এটা আসছে 25 × 10⁻²। একই রকম ভাবে যখন লেফট সাইডে বের করছি তার ক্ষেত্রে দেখো কত রয়েছে তোমরা